Hi everyone, my name is Victor and I am one of the authors of Technique.com. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the Ldap client, alright, and authenticate to the Ldap server on RHEL 7 using the Nfs, alright. In our previous video we've looked at what Ldap is, alright. We've looked at how to configure the Ldap server. Alright, and I've also said that if you want to learn more about Ldap, you can come to this website to learn about Ldap and the structure of Ldap. I'm going to be dropping the link to this website in the description section below if you want to learn more about Ldap. Alright, so the main purpose of this video is to just show you the step-by-step configuration of the Ldap services. So if you're writing the RHEL exam or the LFCS exam or the SUSE Linux exam, you can just come to this website. Alright, you can see the link to this website in the description section below, alright, and you can click on the RHEL 8 dumps where my cursor is, or the exam practice questions. You can also click on the RHEL 8 course, alright, and we're also going to be updating this website from time to time, so it's better you subscribe to this channel or you subscribe to the newsletter on the website so you can always get the recent update. The first step to take is to install the Ldap client and its utilities. So to do that, we're going to use the command yum install open Ldap client nss pam Ldap d. Alright, so let's just do -y. Now that we have these utilities installed, let's configure the Ldap client. So we can either use the CLI utility or the GUI or the TUI utility. Alright, so I'm going to be using the TUI utility. Alright, and for me to launch the TUI utility, I'm going to be using the command auth config. Alright, so I'm going to be using TUI. Alright, so I'm going to enable the use Ldap. Alright, so I'm just going to enable this one here, and I'm also going to enable use Ldap authentication. Alright, also going to do that here, and let me look for what else we need to enable here. Okay, everything seems to be fine, so we can just press the next button. Alright, so if you want to use the TLS, you can do that. Alright, but I am not using the TLS, so I'm just going to put in the Ldap server, the IP address, and if you don't want to put in the IP address, you can also use the FQDN if your DNS resolution is working. Alright, so the IP address for the Ldap server is 192.168.170.222. Alright, so this is fine. Then the base DN, of course my base DN is Technique. Alright, and here is going to be .com. So I'm just going to activate the OK key. So I'm just going to verify if I can authenticate to the Ldap server by pulling out the information of the user from the Ldap server. Alright, so this is yet to give me the next prompt. Just going to wait a while. Alright, so I have it. So I'm going to we have the user dockers from the server we created. We have the user dockers. Alright, and I'm just going to do get ent have Jacob as well. So let's see. So you can see that we have the dockers information here with the user ID. Alright, so I can also do that for the user Jacob. I remember that we created this as an Ldap user too on this server. Alright, so we also have the information displayed. Okay, so now that we can successfully authenticate, we can switch user to one of the users on the Ldap server. So for example, if I want to switch user to dockers of course, you know, I don't have that user here, so let me show you this. See, I don't have such users like Jacob or Dorcas here, but since I have it on my Ldap server, so I can just switch user to Dorcas. All right, so you see saying that one cannot change directory to home Dorcas, no such file or directory. All right, so if you look at my who I am logged in as, so let me just do who am I. You can see that I'm logged in as Dorcas, but then I don't have the home directory, the Dorcas's home directory, or any home directory of the Ldap user in here. To access the home directory of the Ldap user, the user's home directory has to be imported from the Ldap server, and this can be done by using Nfs. So that was why I said earlier on when we were configuring the server that you should prepare the server for the client, and that was why we installed the Nfs services on the server, right? So we're just going to configure Nfs so that we can have the user's home directory, and to do that I'm going to configure this Nfs client here. Okay, and I'm going to use the command. I'm going to just install the Nfs Utilities. Right. So we already did this while we're configuring the server. So if you're watching this video without watching the server, the Ldap server configuration video, you can just endeavor to watch the video so you can see what we have done on the video, right? Or in the video rather. So we're just going to wait for this to install, and after that we can then start the RPC bind service. Alright, now that we have this service started, I can just verify if this is started. Okay, so it's active and running. So on the Nfs server, we need to edit the etc export configuration file so that we can add the client IP in the file. So I'm just going to look for the client IP, which is 170.198. all right, so I'm just going to bring up the server, and I'm going to make sure that we don't even need to add the IP. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We can just since we want the home directory, so let's just put in the path, the home directory path on the Nfs server. Okay, Nfs server. All right, so I'm just going to edit the export file. Okay, so I want the home directory /home, then I want it to be read and write. Okay, so this is fine. I'm just going to save this file. Alright, so I can confirm from the Nfs client that my export is working well. Alright, so let's just go back to the Nfs client. So let's get the IP of the server. The IP of the server is .222 if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so then let's check that from the client and see whether we have the export list. Show mount -e 192 168 170 222. Okay, RPC program not registered. So something is wrong. Could it be the firewall? On the Nfs, on the server, I remember that we opened the firewall for Nfs. Alright, so let's confirm that again on the server. So I'm just going to confirm this. Okay, so we have the Nfs service added to the firewall rule. So let me just restart Nfs here. Nfs. oh, this is read at 8, so this is going to be RPC bind. Alright, so I'm just going to also do that here on the client. I'm also going to restart NFS. Alright, so let's confirm again. Alright, so we can see the shared directory. So the next thing to do is to mount this shared directory on home 168. Just going to copy this. I'm having issues with my dot key. Alright, so this is going to be from home. I'm just going to mount it on home as well. Alright, so if you do ls-l home, let's verify the users, so you can see the users from the server. Alright, so let me switch user to Dockers again. So now you can see that I don't have that error anymore. Alright, Dockers, and if I do pwd, you can see that I have the Dockers home directory in here. So I can just create an empty file. Let me just say touch test 1. Alright, so if I check the server, this is the server. Alright, and I check the home directory for Dockers. Alright, so I can just do ls-l home Dockers. Alright, so you can see the file that I've created, test1. Okay, in the next video I'm going to show you how to authenticate to the Ldap server using AutoFS. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, and bye for now.